Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. This video includes paid promotion. Well guys, it looks like the Bitcoin trend is rolling over on itself, and that inverted head and shoulders pattern didn't hold up. It's also taking altcoins down with it. XRP is retracing to its former lows. Take a look at this. Here's the Bitcoin chart, guys. I've got it here on the daily time frame. You can see here, inverted head and shoulder pattern, having a hard time holding up. We were trying to stay trying to get above this level here, this former level of resistance that we saw back in mid-June. Bitcoin was not able to get above that level in here, and now it looks like the trend is turning. And this is being reflected in other cryptocurrencies like XRP. And as far as XRP goes, take a look at that. So XRP with a more dramatic move to the downside. Right now, one XRP is going for about $1.05, $1.49. And coming back down into these lows here, getting back to that psychological level, those psychological lows of about $1 for one XRP. Now I must make note here, okay, the dollar level. When we take a look at the chart on the longer time frame here for XRP, what we notice here is that if we take a look right in here, I don't know if I punch in there, show you guys right in there, that was a former level of resistance from way back in December of 2021. Former level of resistance, that is at about $1 for one XRP, $1.02 to be exact. And this is where we did see XRP come back down just in June. So from December 2021 all the way to June of 2026, guys, we are seeing these levels hold. Now, what is going to happen for XRP at this moment? This is a very good question. Are we going to see XRP making new lows? Are we going to see it rebound dramatically? I have a feeling that it's going to be dependent on what happens with Bitcoin. Just going to interrupt this video for a second. Here's a word from one of today's video sponsors. Guys, let's be honest, the crypto market has been moving sideways for a while now. A lot of people are just sitting on their coins waiting for that next big move. But while you're waiting, your crypto is just sitting idle in your wallet doing absolutely nothing. That's why I'm going to mention it again, the long-standing partnership I have with FortisX. Instead of letting your assets sit idle, you can put supported cryptocurrencies into FortisX liquidity pools and earn daily rewards while still keeping the flexibility to withdraw them anytime you want. And I keep working with these guys because they keep delivering. The team is public. They've successfully completed Cyberscope team verification. So that's KYC. They've passed independent security audits, and the platform has been building consistently for years. They're focused on long-term growth, transparency, and security rather than hype. In a market like this, it makes far more sense to have your crypto working for you instead of letting it sit idle. I've worked with FortisX for a long time, and if you're planning to hold your crypto anyway, I genuinely think it's one of the smartest ways to put those assets to work. Remember, investing is inherently risky. Always diversify your investments. This is not financial advice. Here's the Fear and Greed Index, guys. Fear and Greed is at 34. Market cap is down by about 2.87. And if you just take a look at the board here, mostly red in the crypto space. So Bitcoin is taking altcoins down along with it. I think this could be because clarity is still up in the air, and chances of it passing before August recess do not look good. Take a look at this tweet here from Eleanor Turret, a must read on the Senate math behind the Clarity Act. Without the hype, okay, she says, I reported this morning that Senate leadership has discussed potentially keeping members in Washington beyond the scheduled recess if they have the votes to invoke cloture on the motion to proceed. But I'm told that it's very much in flux, especially with growing demand from certain senators to cancel recess for votes on the Save America Act and the Russian-Iran sanctions bill. So what the heck is going on here? I'm going to explain to you. First of all, I wanted to bring this up from John Deaton, of course. Without clarity, he says, if a crypto exchange goes bankrupt, customers' assets are at risk of being treated as the exchange's property and used to pay off the company's debts. Customers are treated as unsecured creditors. In sum, retail investors get screwed and remain without protection. Clarity helps prevent that from happening. Now, he was retweeting out the Bitcoin historian's tweet down here. This is a New York Attorney General. This is New York Attorney General Letitia James. She just demanded that Congress block the Bitcoin Clarity Act. So she's got it backwards, and I don't even think she knows she has it backwards.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General. These charges are baseless, and the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost.
So here's what she's claiming. She claims it would neuter state and local law enforcement, interfere and preempt states, so investor protection laws, and dilute our ability to prosecute fraud. She's defending the same broken system that let hundreds of billions vanish from American consumers. This is exactly why we need the Crypto Clarity Act. So this is what we're up against, guys. I mean, luckily for us and for the crypto industry, Franklin Templeton is supporting the Clarity Act. They just came out supporting the Clarity Act on July the 27th, which was yesterday. If you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, Franklin Resources disclosed that its assets under management as of June 30th amounted to $1.79 trillion, up from 1.78 a month earlier. Franklin Templeton stated that the Clarity Act establishes clearer rules for digital assets, helping investors understand the protections available and increasing certainty for businesses regarding the division of federal regulatory responsibilities. So now, guys, they're added to a list which does include BlackRock, Fidelity Investments, Goldman Sachs, and Charles Schwab. They have all publicly endorsed the market structure bill. On July the 22nd, Senate Republicans released an updated version of the text proposing to assign regulatory oversight of digital assets to the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission and the U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission. We also have this from Bank XRP, guys. Check this out. Senate has put the Clarity Act on hold for now, prioritizing floor time for the Russia sanctions bill instead. We heard the same statement here from Eleanor Turret. Now it looks as though Senate is focusing on Russia and Iran. But guys, what does this mean now for clarity? The majority leader is pursuing floor time for unrelated bills as the crypto industry waits for its policy efforts to get its chances to vote. So maybe we will not get clarity after all. The U.S. Senate has shelved the Crypto Clarity Act market structure bill for the moment as it proceeds with different bills on Russian sanctions. So they're looking at bills that I guess they think take priority. Majority Leader John Thune stated started pursuing a package of nominees on Monday and expected to shift to the Russia bill on Tuesday night, at which point he's ready to start the cloture process. The arcane Senate procedure to manage bill debates involves a number of steps and waiting periods before legislation typically gets the final vote. So just giving us the lowdown on how that would proceed. The Russia bill would impose sanctions on the country's leadership and tariffs for trading partners, and it's dedicated now to the recently deceased senator who supported it, Lindsey Graham. But here's the bottom line, guys. Clarity isn't likely to come up for voting before next week. So the final days before the chamber's summer break is set to start on August the 8th. The hotly debated market structure bill isn't yet ready for the vote anyway, as the parties continue to try to seek a compromise on the contentious provisions that stood in the way of the deal. The ban against senior government officials, including President Donald Trump, backing crypto projects. So, guys, the chances of clarity passing before the end of 2026 are getting lower and lower. Just going to bring to you the poly market statistics here. 37% now. And guys, you can see that there. That has just gone down lower and lower. I mean, we were at 74% all the way back in May. And it's just been dropping and dropping and dropping ever since. And now we're at about 37% by the end of July 2026. So obviously not looking great. But when it does pass, guys, things are going to change. The market's going to change. I mean, the infrastructure's still there. The technology's not going away. So, in terms of when we see the pass, it's going to coincide with the 4-year cycle. It's going to coincide with bull years. And everything is going to work out. I have a feeling everything's going to work out. David Gokhshtein here mentioning this. According to some of the biggest names in the capital markets, there's roughly $16 trillion waiting on the sidelines to enter crypto once the Clarity Act has passed. So 16 trillion seems like a lot of money. I took it to Grok to get maybe another estimate. And Grok is estimating a little bit more conservatively. Estimates commonly cited in connotation with the connection with the Clarity Act, put the figures in the trillions of dollars. Some analysts specifically referencing around 5 trillion in institutional capital. So I guess we could safely say between 5 and 16 trillion. Maybe 16 trillion is a bit ambitious, but 5 trillion in institutional capital that has been waiting for clearer U.S. regulation before entering the crypto market. So, of course, we've got money on the sidelines. Like I said, we've got Franklin Templeton, BlackRock. Who are those other companies that were supporting this? Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab. All of these guys are ready to put money into the market. And they're just waiting, waiting with bated breath, waiting for clarity to pass. They're not going to do it before clarity passes, just too risky, from a professional standpoint, they would never do that to their clients. It just wouldn't make sense. So They need clarity to pass. This is why everybody is waiting for this act to pass. And unfortunately, it looks as though it is being shelved for now. Now, alongside the Clarity Act having trouble, we also have had a few other negative news headlines, which of course reinforces this negative bear year 2026. And again, I'm just going to put it out there. I think this is all going to shift at the end of whether it's at the end of 2026 or early 2027, of course, coinciding with a 4-year cycle. If you guys are interested on where I'm placing my bets, you can always follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Subscription is only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that price. Vincent Van Code here mentioning this. Many crypto exchanges were already running at a loss. With Clarity, it might have meant that their practices would have been deemed illegal. So with the passing of the Clarity Act, maybe a lot of these companies would have just fallen and gone away. Well, Storj Labs is the next one to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So first we had BitMEX, we had Bitmart, and then there was another one, something Movement Labs, I think it was called. Now we have Storj, guys. Their director of engineering stated that the underlying business remains strong and right-sized, but legacy obligations from an earlier chapter are what are holding them back. The team said the Chapter 11 process provides a transparent framework to resolve those obligations and give the company time to present a long-term business plan. Storj also sought to reassure users and token holders that their decentralized storage exchange remains decentralized storage exchange network remains fully operational, and that the utility of the Storj token within the network has not changed as a result of the bankruptcy filing. So if you guys have money stored on Storj, I don't know, maybe you're thinking of moving it around. You can always move it into secure custody at FortisX. I do have an affiliate link. As you guys know, I am a partner of the team there. We're going to be holding our crypto for a while. It sounds as though, luckily, we're only going to see upside from here. NEOM has acquired Cypher to bolster fiat to on-chain payment infrastructure, guys. I just happened to see this. NEOM did acquire this company, Cypher, a crypto-native non-custodial wallet and issuing firm in a move to deepen its role as a core infrastructure for converting fiat to digital payments. NEOM, guys, as you may know, is a Ripple partner. The acquisition follows NEOM's rollout of stablecoin-backed issuing and the extension of its payout network to enable funding and settlement in stablecoins, which has driven demand from wallets, exchanges, and personal finance apps targeting crypto users. Cypher brings specialized engineering and product experience in building on-chain services, integrating with traditional banking, enabling NEOM to accelerate development of secure, programmable, and regulatory compliant digital asset capabilities. We have some quotes here. I will link this in the description if you guys want to read further, but just to give you guys a sense of where Ripple partners are at with regards to building and with regards to securing the future of finance, really kind of laying the rails, making sure the infrastructure is there once we do in fact have Clarity passing. So, and this is not in the United States. So these guys are already working. I mean, maybe not at scale yet. Once we do have, the biggest economy in the world on board, everything's going to change. That's at least just my opinion. Lian is another Ripple partner and Digitech and UnionPay international partners. They have partnered up to deploy AI agent payments for global procurement. So another a handful of Ripple partners here. The partnership combines Lian, UnionPay with AI agents, and this initial focus will be on the two payment scenarios, global procurement and AI token replenishment, while enabling AI-assisted procurement workflows to connect directly with cross-border payment infrastructure. The broader collaboration will also encompass the expansion of overseas merchant acceptance and AI payment scenarios, as well as a joint research and development of AI technologies. So they're building on existing B2B payment systems. And this is again between Lian, Digitech, and UnionPay. Cross-border purchasing has long been hampered, by structural inefficiencies, protracted settlement cycles, exchange rate volatility, layered compliance demands, and back office teams bogged down with manual reconciliation. That friction has left business perpetually navigating a narrow passage between transaction speed and fund security. So, there's all these pain points in the financial system, but these Ripple partners are already making sure that they have solutions for them once we do see the floodgates open. So, some more great partner news here from Ripple partner Lian. So wanted to thank Vincent Van Code, of course, David Gokhstein. I wanted to thank Bank XRP, John Deaton, and Eleanor Turret for posting all that information. I mean, I gotta say, when I woke up this morning, I always check the markets, and generally speaking, I don't check foreign markets unless something unusual is happening. Then I happened to see this, guys, from Watcher Guru. South Korea's Kospi market has crashed over 7.5%, and that is just today. I'm going to bring that up for you guys just to show you guys what the markets in Korea are looking like. So this is the Korean stock market. As you guys can see, it is not looking good from its peak back in mid-June, June 19th, 2026, all the way till today. It is already down 35%. And if you just look at today's numbers, it's down, what do they say, 7-ish%? Yeah, 6.6, it looks as though. So that's not good. Of course, we also know in South Korea that they're big on XRP, which brings me to this next tweet here. XRP Digigold posting this. Everything will happen before the 22nd of August. Now, I'm not entirely sure where he found this document, but I found it interesting. I feel like it's an older document. I don't know if it's from this year or from years previous. True XRP value will be discovered in August, though, is what it says. And so, you know, with August around the corner, I'm sure everybody's really excited to see the market pump finally. But then I saw this, guys, from Scrota123. It actually happened yesterday on a Korean exchange, Upbits 2x times. Look at the timing on that. Guys, it looks as though we've seen another XRP glitch. So this is XRP to USDT on the 1 week on the Upbit exchange. And guys, look at where it soared to. You can see that is above $2,250. So that's US denominated. That's not Korean won. $2,250 per coin, and you can see that line is above that price. So is this another glitch that we're seeing now that we're actually seeing markets in Korea start to tumble? I don't know. It is a very good question. I know we've seen glitches in the past. I recently did a video on an XRP glitch just a few days ago. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys didn't catch it. You know, when we see utility really start to kind of flourish, this is probably when we're going to see more testing, more scaling, and maybe we'll start to see more XRP glitches. It's funny, too, that we're only seeing glitches for XRP and none of the other cryptocurrencies. If you guys are interested in hearing where I'm going to be placing my bets, like I mentioned before, I'm treating this market like a 4-year cycle. If we do, in fact, see real utility in the coming months or year, let's say year or two, I'm going to update my strategy, but for all that information, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The subscription is only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that price. And I've been pretty successful with the Working Money Channel merch store. Boy, you guys really like the merchandise. I'm offering 15% off until the end of the summer, so come check that out. If that's something you're interested in, link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.